Okay. I just have to download the app and I'll be in.
Okay.
How did the slides go? Did you end up making your own, or are you using the ones that I made?
Oh, no, I'm using the ones that you made. They're great. I'm just,
Oh, good.
yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I'm just making one more to show everyone what we're doing with the half-ounce squeeze tube, and then also with the, I just took a picture and added it to another slide of the actual eczema display.
Oh, awesome. I saw that you sent that over.
Yeah, I was sending it to the mail so I could put it into this thing here, so.
Okay. Yeah, I looked at it and I was responding to one of Leslie's emails. I was like, I wonder why she's sending me these pictures. But I figured you had a reason for it.
Yeah, I'm basically just making another slide.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, you know, definitely.
I'm so excited about the squeeze tube, Joni. It's going to look great.
I think so too, Ash. I really think so. It's going to be super fun. And I also think, I think that Leslie and I were just talking about, you know, really just gauging our, you know, how much we might want to spend on these in the beginning, like how many we want to do. So I'll probably gauge people's interest today on the call, but also that's something that you and I will work with, you know, really getting people excited, because this is going to be a $100,000 investment to do 50,000 tubes. So we're going to have to get these off with a real bang.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it will be really important when we do have them ready that we have marketing images and stuff, so I could really, you know, email it out to everyone, even like a sheet or something, if we could get like a spell sheet printed up.
Yeah.
Like same original formula with a new look or something like that. That way we can get people really excited about it.
Yeah, yeah, but we need to do more than just spell sheets. You know, we need to really create a strategy to get this in front of the buyers, like before we even are ready to ship them. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So when I'll kind of poke around a little bit for some ideas that might work on the call today, but mostly we'll, you know, we'll want to work with our reps one-on-one and get them excited. So, all right.
Definitely.
Well, I think I'm ready to go. I'm just gonna go through these slides and prepare a little bit in the next 10 minutes. So, yeah, rest up today.
Perfect. And I'm in. I am resting. I'm sitting here with a cup of tea, and I'm just working on some stuff for next week. But I am resting and relaxing.
So I'd love to give you a few minutes on how you got over your psoriasis. I think that'd be fantastic.
Okay.
What I would just focus on is to keep it brief and to keep the information coming pretty quickly, so that they get the feeling that we're moving it along and not taking up too much of their time.
Definitely.
So yeah, I'll pass it over to you at some point here and have you talk about your healing. I'll probably do it like on. Is there a slide in here where you thought you might talk about that?
We could, maybe the protocol.
Okay.
You can say something like Ashley has found that Ashley actually has a firsthand experience. She was diagnosed with psoriasis. She put together this protocol which worked for her. And then maybe you could pass it off to me if you wanted me to chime in for a little bit.
Yeah, that's perfect. Where is the protocol?
It's down.
Okay.
I think it's on it looks like the 9th slide. Where did it go? Maybe the Go back up. I'm having a hard time seeing because it's so small. The 7th? Oh, where did it go?
That's 7. That's 6. 5.
It would have been towards the end. Maybe key point? No. I'll have to pull it up so I can look because I'm having a hard time seeing. Could you go back out to the window where it shows you all the little slides?
Oh, good. Dang it. Shoot. Right. Thanks.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe the 12th slide after the baby eczema.
The key to ultimate healing is to nourish your body from the inside out. That looks like a protocol. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to hang up so I can practice.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I will call in on the computer. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye. Hi, Jackson. I'm sorry, honey.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Did he poop out there? Yeah. He didn't poop this morning. He just has to, which is so rare.
Like you think if he was outside, he had to come out. He's very picky, huh?
Yeah, he is. Okay, that I should do. I don't know why I'm being such a baby this week, Leslie. It's just, honestly, it's like something has just switched in me and I can't handle being sick. I don't know what it is.
I think that I'll play with you. I think that you traveled a lot. I think that your brother needed you, so you had to be the grown up. And I think when you got home and you let your guard down, you got sick and you feel like you're the baby now. You're entitled.
Yeah. I guess if I feel like crying, then you pretty much nailed it.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's okay. Like, give it to it for the weekend and then you'll be done.
Given into it for the past few days. I just have such a headache. Like, it hurts. My whole body just hurts.
That's what happened to me in my head. My head still hurts. It's so weird.
Does it?
Yeah, it's just like this constant headache from coughing. I think coughing gives you a headache.
Yeah. I think that's true. Okay, I have a question for you. Sorry to bother you with this.
No, it's all good.
Okay. This is, I just can't think. Oh, so I'm doing this whole eczema slide training.
Yeah.
And and it's going to be mostly reps. I want people to get really excited early on about these squeeze tubes, so I kind of want to start the call out with a quick, I know we're talking about the eczema, but here's where we're going in 2 months, so start getting excited about that now. Do you think that's all right?
I think it's great.
Do you think it's not going to confuse them that they expect to hear about the eczema and I'm talking about the original?
No,
right
we're
away?
going to absolutely talk about the eczema. I just have some exciting news. I can't keep it in.
I really can't keep it in.
Yeah. And here's what it is.
Okay.
I'd love some feedback.
Okay.
And you can even then segue into the eczema. Let's see how that goes. But you can just say, okay, we'll talk about the eczema now, and then at the end, if we can just take a minute or two, I'd love some feedback on it too.
Right.
Like it starts with it and it ends with it that way.
Okay.
And you're still going to give them the eczema. So it's not like you're going to say, you know what, we changed our mind, it's not eczema today. So you're still giving them the eczema, but you have exciting news, which you do.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
Okay, good. I just don't want to confuse people.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man. What a disaster area, this whole space that I'm occupying.
No, you have to be self-positive. You can't talk, can't be negative.
Jackson, I adored your face so very much. Mama.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hi.
This is Nina.
Hi, Nina. This is Joni.
Oh, hi.
And Ashley on the phone.
Hi, guys. I'm so glad you could make it.
Are you guys able to hear me okay?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
If you guys can hear me okay, then I won't get headsets. I just wanted to make sure that I'm coming through loud and clear.
Very clear. You're perfect.
Oh, great.
Yes.
And everybody can see my, whatchamacallit?
Yes.
Okay, great. My screen. Good.
Yeah, I didn't know you had the original healing in that little, the tube form.
Well, that's what I'm going to talk about first. It's not really, it's just something that I'm so excited about. We're going to have that available, if all goes according to plan, March 1st.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff works on the fire ant bites, and because I'm allergic to Neosporin, this stuff works really good.
Oh, you're allergic to Neosporin.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting, Nina.
Yeah, a lot of people, if you go online, a lot of people are allergic to Neosporin. I didn't know that.
Common. Wow. Interesting.
Hi, it's Deb from Hoppy.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, which product are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about, today we're talking about the eczema and psoriasis. I'm going to make it really quick, but Deb, we've got some really exciting news, and that has to do, Deborah, can you see my screen?
I see you, yes.
Okay, oh, I hope you don't see me. I'm sick.
No.
Oh, you hear me. Oh, God. Turn off the video. No.
But Jenny, I wanted to ask you, are you talking about as an alternative to the Neosporin, the original healing?
Yes, absolutely. And that is something
I had
we're
an
getting
episode
super
recently
aggressive
where
about
I
this year, and I'm so excited about it. Yay. Because we can really start to market ourselves as a Neosporin alternative.
Fabulous.
Yes. We really can, because we've got the time kill study proving that the original healing salve kills bacteria almost as fast as Neosporin, including all 14 superbugs.
Wow.
And with our new packaging, you know, we're really going after it.
Is that a tube? It looks like a tube.
Yes.
It is.
Oh, how wonderful is that?
It's a half-ounce squeeze tube, and it's going to be the same as the Neosporin as a half-ounce, and it's going to sell for $7.99.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we're really getting more aggressive.
Now, would that help with bites? Bug bites?
Oh yes, the original healing salve is the all-purpose, you know, for everything. So it is a phenomenal wound care salve. It is a phenomenal burn salve. Anything nasty, anything that you would go to the hospital for, you honestly can use my salve instead of going to a hospital. My dad almost cut the tip of his finger off. It's a really nasty photo series, and Ashley, I'll be sending these to you soon. But instead of going to the doctor, he uses the original healing salve, and it's better than stitches. So ingrown hairs, bug bites, as a deodorant, impetigo, edema, swelling, wound care, bed sores, diabetic foot sores. And then, Deborah, we also have that, you know, that study proving that it increases blood circulation. It really is just a phenomenal, it gives your skin every single thing that it needs in order to thrive and to be healthy.
I've used it for kitchen burns twice, and within 2 hours, the pain went away, and I never blistered. It was fabulous.
Phenomenal.
Can I ask you real quickly, there's an animal in our household here, this is Kathleen calling from Hawaii, a cat that has the back of her ears are just red. I don't know if it's skin cancer from the sun. She's outside a lot. Would you say original healing? We started last night to treat her with that, the backs of her ears.
Hi, Kathleen. I just want to say hello, and every time your name comes up, Ruth Brandt says, "Oh, Kathleen!"
I say the same when I hear her name, yes. Yes.
So, okay, so here's what we're actually, it's such an appropriate segue, so thank you.
Yes.
When animals get red hot spots, and red ears especially, and where there's been where their skin is thin, it really is always some kind of an allergy, usually a food allergy. So I'm actually going to start recording this now.
It's already recording.
Okay.
Well, there we go. Thank you so much, Ash.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay, so I am going to go ahead and start because Kathleen just brought in a really perfect question. So for everybody that didn't hear, Kathleen has a cat. Kathleen is one of our reps in Hawaii, and she has a cat whose ears are turning bright red. So she said, which one do we use? Do we use the original? The reason that I wanted to do a specific training today is because this question that Kathleen asked is so important, and we get this question every day, many times a day, as I'm sure those of you out in the field also get. So whenever we ingest anything, it comes out through our skin. You know, in our industry, we always say good health begins with the gut flora, with the health of the intestines. So now, just as an overall, I know we've got a lot of people on, so I really, you guys, I thank you so much for coming on and joining us this morning. Ashley's been working so hard at creating consistency, and we are going to be doing these now every month. And she's also been working really hard on this particular presentation. I'm actually going to be giving most of the presentation because Ashley is also under the weather. But Ashley, just a huge thank you for putting all of this together and generating so much enthusiasm and excitement.
Of course.
Okay, so the eczema is, in the wintertime, our top seller. It actually outperforms the original healing salve. And so we're just like, you know, the original healing salve and the eczema are always neck and neck. Whenever we look at turnover reports or how our products are doing, our eczema and our original are always way out in front, and they're always nose and nose. For example, last year I think we sold almost 15,000 or 17 or 25,000, I can't remember actually what the number was, of the eczema, and it was 7 different than the original. I remember, like, they were just nose and nose. So the eczema happens more in the wintertime, so that's why in the wintertime eczema sells a little bit more even than the original healing salve. So what we're going to do is just go through why our salve works so well just for eczema, and then in the meantime we're also going to talk about some of the issues that we deal with every day. Okay, but before we do, I have to share with you guys, I'm so excited.
Oh,
I know. This is our half-ounce squeeze tube, and we will be ready to ship these. I'm shooting for March 1st. We're going to do 50,000 of these, you guys, and you know, our margins are pretty low on these. They're going to retail for $7.99. And we're going to be giving a pretty deep discount early on. But, you know, we really want to flood the market with these half-ounce squeeze tubes of the original healing salve. It's the exact same packaging as the Neosporin packaging. And we're going to change the graphics a little bit here so that on top, just like the Neosporin, we're going to have some sort of something about how it kills bacteria. I just have to work with my lawyer on what exactly we can say there. But we're going to say doctor recommended, multi-purpose, fast-acting, and those are all going to be bumped up a lot more. And then we'll talk about how it kills bacteria. So it's like a natural Neosporin alternative. So we're really going to go at it big this year, you guys, with the original. What we're doing is I'm working with my niece who works for one of the top ad agencies in Manhattan, and she was in charge of the Google phone rollout. And she is helping us to repackage, redesign a little, redo our website, look at our corporate branding, and she's going to go out with later on this year when we're really ready to get worldwide attention. Taylor's going to do some great work for us as far as PR. So any initial feedback on these half-ounce squeeze tubes? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Great.
Great.
And it's coming in, Joni, it's coming in about $2 less expensive too, right?
Yes, it is. Neosporin typically is on the shelf for $7.99. This was $9.99. I bought it at my local gas station, and I only, of course, bought it for this project. So, but yes, it is going to be that price point. You know, what's been frustrating for me is that it is the same price as Neosporin, but we haven't served it up in this smaller package size yet. So now this really should be the end of the price point discussion. And then if our initial sales on the original go well, then by summer we want to do this with the eczema, the fungus, and the black staph. So this is why we're really going to want a big rollout on these in the springtime so that we can get the rest of our top 4 also in squeeze tubes.
Love it.
Wonderful.
Now we're going to sell these in little case packs of 12 or 16, however they happen, and then we're probably going to do, for the first several months, we're probably going to do a significant discount on these case packs to really just move a bunch of products and get these up on the shelves. Okay, so back to the eczema. Key points. So you guys, eczema holistically, here's the whole thing with eczema, is that our body is trying to expel toxins through the skin. So the difference between eczema and psoriasis is that psoriasis could you guys mute? There's some background noise here that's making it a little noisy and hard for me to focus. So if you guys could mute yourselves, that would be great. Thank you. Okay, so eczema is considered a reaction to allergy or something that your body is sensitive to. Psoriasis is considered to be an immune disorder. So where your body's immune system begins to, it's an autoimmune disease, or at least it's diagnosed that way, where your body produces more more skin cells than it should. So now in treating both of these, it actually is exactly the same protocol, which Ashley has created these slides, and we'll go through these here. Now, we always say with eczema and psoriasis that 95% of the time it's dairy. Now, and we don't want to get all pious and high and mighty about being not eating dairy, but here's the thing, you guys, is that dairy molecules, those casein molecules, are way too big for our bodies to digest and to process. So it really is like taking a bowling ball and putting it on a conveyor belt where there's supposed to be ping pong balls. Our bodies aren't meant for cow's milk, for those big casein molecules. So 90% of our, or at least 70, I should say, of our toxins, when we have toxins throughout the day or, just food or whatever we're putting into our body, 70% of those toxins are actually expelled through the skin. So what happens is, a lot of this stuff goes through our intestines, and then a lot of this stuff goes and is kind of pushed through the liver and the kidneys, but the liver and the kidneys can only handle so much. And so literally the blood acts as a waste, it carries, like a river, it carries these toxins down through our bloodstream, and then with increased blood circulation, it pushes the toxins out through our skin pores. So now what happens is our body, if you think about it from the blood's perspective, oh, I've got these toxins that are floating around. I'm going to need to push these out, but I'm going to look for where it's the easiest, that theory of osmosis. I'm going to look for an area in the body where it's easiest for me to get as many of these out as possible. And so for the body, for the blood, that means where the skin is the thinnest. And so, if you think about, like, it happens on our faces, eczema and psoriasis and rash on our lower extremities, on our elbows, you know. So it typically happens, and that's where our face kind of feels mucky in the morning, is that at night, when our bodies are regenerating in REM sleep, we're actually detoxifying so much at night. And so that's another reason to keep this drawing salve, this eczema and psoriasis-free drawing salve, on your face at night if you're dealing with detoxing. You want to also put it under your arms. You want to put it in your groin area, and you want to rub this salve topically on your feet. Anywhere where you feel kind of greasy or smelly in the morning time is where you want to apply this salve topically at night. So our bodies at night are really expelling a lot of toxins. You know, during the day, our bodies are thinking about and putting energy towards talking, towards moving our muscles, towards thinking, towards seeing, towards hearing. It's all kind of outbound activity. At night, when we're regenerating in REM sleep, is when the body is working just as hard, but it's working on detoxing. And so all this stuff is getting pressed through our our skin pores through circulation at night. Okay, so the drawing salve is really, really important, the drawing aspect. Now, Deborah, we were talking about this earlier. We did complete our first human trial last year, which proves that the salve increases blood circulation up to, 15% in just the first 30 minutes. So you guys, the whole bottom line is that all this science that we're doing, we're really moving to the FDA world. We want our salve to be a drug, and we are making headway with the FDA, and we're also looking at doing an initial clinical trial with a wound care company down here called Advantage Wound Care, where we're looking for 400 or 500 patients in our first chronic wound study. So a lot of exciting things happening. Okay, so again, I know you guys all know this, but every single ingredient in this eczema and psoriasis relief salve is 100% either organic or wildcrafted. So it's absolutely safe to ingest. Now, this particular salve, this eczema and psoriasis relief salve, is very close in formulation to the original healing salve. What I've done is I've added mountain grape, Oregon grapefruit, and then I've also added thuya, which is cedar, the sap from a cedar tree, which I love, and a really high-grade vitamin E oil. Our vitamin E is from North American Urban Spice. It is soy-free, GMO-free, certified organic. Really, really excellent vitamin E. Okay, so the eczema and psoriasis relief is antimicrobial, and it also is anti-inflammatory. The reason it's anti-inflammatory is because of that increased blood circulation. Now, these little eczema displays are still available, you guys, so be looking at those. And then we also do have an eczema, another promotion for this month, which we'll get to at the end here. So again, the difference between eczema and psoriasis. This is psoriasis on the right side of the screen. It's eczema on the left side of the screen. So the psoriasis, you can see, is that the skin is actually growing more skin cells than it needs. But again, psoriasis typically happens with, the detoxing. I mean, I personally don't think there's much, if any, difference between eczema and psoriasis. Certainly how we treat it is the same here. Okay, there's different types of dermatitis caused by irritants such as dust, dyes, fragrance, foods. Like I said before, it's normally dairy and gluten. So oftentimes both eczema and psoriasis are linked to leaky gut. Now, I am also formulating, well, I've already formulated, but I've been in beta now for about 2 years with some supplements, you guys, that we're going to, by the end of the year, we're going to have a whole protocol for eczema. We're going to have our antibacterial supplements in the morning. Then at night, we're going to have really sophisticated probiotics, and then dairy-free, gluten-free, and then with our topical salve, that really should be, you know, able to heal 99%. Psoriasis, again, autoimmune disorder. It is diagnosed as incurable, but we know so many people that have managed it and healed from it, and Ashley is one of them. So Ashley, I'd love for you to talk for just a minute about your experience with psoriasis.
Definitely. So back in 2014, I have never had any serious skin conditions, but in 2014 I was going through a lot of stress. I had just undergone a serious surgery where I was put on antibiotics and medications and everything, which my body's not used to. I typically don't even take aspirin for a headache. And I woke up one morning and literally all over my body I had these red flaky spots, and they almost looked like ringworms. So I went to the dermatologist, and it took them a few weeks to give me a proper diagnosis, but it came back as psoriasis. And in the consultation, she told me that psoriasis is incurable, but can be managed with a series of UV treatments and steroid creams. So if any of you know me, I'm sure you've heard that I was raised in the health food industry. So taking medications and doing steroid creams, that didn't necessarily fit well with me. So I started doing a lot of research for myself. And I came across a book called Healing Psoriasis, The Natural Alternative by Dr. Pagano. And he's done about 30 years of research with serious psoriasis patients who had it all over their bodies. And he was able to find really great results by healing them from the inside out. So he came up with a protocol of an anti-inflammatory diet. It looks like we're getting a lot of feedback from somebody. Again, if you guys could just put your phones on mute. There's feedback here. Can you guys please mute yourselves? Thank you. So basically he wrote a book, his protocol, with an anti-inflammatory diet by eliminating all refined sugars, dairy, gluten, alcohol, and focusing on a lot of foods with essential fatty acids like fish and nuts, green leafy vegetables, stuff like that. Also following with a great probiotic. I took all of his advice, and within 6 months my psoriasis was actually completely gone, and I haven't had a flare-up since.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really great, and I honestly do believe if you follow an anti-inflammatory diet, and you know, even if you eat healthy, there are certain things that you can cut out, like certain triggers, nightshades, acidic foods. You know, it's just analyzing what you're putting in your body and lifestyle changes, and it's definitely possible.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Ashley. So Ashley is a really great resource for us internally here at Serenity, because she obviously can talk to people, you know, from firsthand experience about getting rid of psoriasis and the fact that it's possible, because I feel like a lot of times people just need hope, you know, that these things are possible to recover from and to really heal from, because they're told by their doctors that they are incurable, and we know from experience that these things are curable. So I think that's, you know, one of the areas that I want Pure Remedy to have more confidence in, is really the confidence to give people hope that just because doctors don't know that these things aren't curable or are curable, it doesn't mean that we don't know that, you know.
Yeah, I was reading an article by Dr. Oz, and he said the reason it's not always acknowledged is because Number one, it's a difficult diagnosis. There's a wide range of seemingly unaffiliated symptoms. There's many different causes for it, and there's no specific test to confirm where it's stemming from, like leaky gut syndrome. So I think once the medical field starts to dive a little bit deeper on the topic, then we'll start to see more acknowledgement from medical professionals.
I agree. So again, I just want to say the reason that the salve works so well is because of its strong drawing properties. It really is drawing up and out whatever the body is trying to get out of the skin and tissue. You know, when your skin itches, it's the body, it's your tissue, it's your skin saying something's trying to get out. So itch it, create that movement in the skin to let that escape. I mean, really, our skin is all about detoxifying and eliminating things like free radicals and other cellular waste and toxic matter from the blood. Calendula is getting a ton of acknowledgement lately, so we're excited about it. We've gotten just massive amounts of orders for our just calendula, and I do want you guys to remember that calendula is in every single one of my products, so I love calendula.
I did. I'm on a conference call and I have no idea how I'm going to call you back.
Okay, so I did want to show you guys this, that we do have our time kill study proving that the eczema and psoriasis kills bacteria very, very quickly, about as fast as Neosporin. And most of these bacteria are killed within 30 minutes. So you've got staph, MRSA, strep, E. coli, Klebsiella. Now, Klebsiella is the precursor to C. diff. Now, you guys, I know that these, I did just get my supplements tested, and they kill bacteria really fast, under 30 seconds. So we're going to have ourselves a natural antibacterial supplement, and then we're going to have a sophisticated probiotic for the nighttime. So that's going to be our Pure Remedy protocol. Over 90% of the bacteria killed in the first 1 minute. Recommended usage. Okay, how do you use the salve? So obviously eczema covers broader areas, swaths of skin than you can usually fit into a Band-Aid, you know, under a Band-Aid. So really just apply it to, you know, relatively clean skin if you can, 2 or 3 times a day. If it's possible, you can obviously cover it with a Band-Aid. The bottom line is, with all of my salves, the more often you use it, the more frequently the salve is on the skin, the better and the faster it will work. So for psoriasis of the scalp, apply a generous amount and massage it into the skin before you go to bed, and then you want to cover your head with a shower cap. You can do something like cover your pillow with a towel, but it's better if you can contain it with a shower cap. Gauze soaks up the salve, so we want to use bandaging material always that is not absorbent. Okay, so for cases of eczema on the hands, like you have seen in some of our pictures, we actually recommend latex gloves. Just putting a generous amount of latex gloves, that keeps that eczema right on the hands, right on the skin without the salve getting rubbed off of the skin. This is a funny one. Ashley, thank you for putting this on here. Number 5, this is a homegrown tool that we came up with years and years ago, and it just works. So here it is. If you don't have a bandage, if you have eczema over a large part of your skin, you can apply the salve very liberally, and then you can literally put saran wrap around your skin, and that keeps the salve on the skin and prevents it from rubbing off. super homegrown. Like for eczema or for fungus, you know, you can put saran wrap on your feet and then put socks over the saran wrap.
So funny enough, I was watching a series on HBO, and there's this lawyer that has really bad eczema on his feet, and the doctor actually told him to gob Crisco on his feet, which I would never do. But the doctor, Joni, I wanted to tell you, the doctor actually said just gob Crisco and wrap in saran wrap. And I was like, oh my gosh, we always say the same thing, except not Crisco.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, it's sounding like us. And that really is it. I think that's, you know, it's way better than going out and spending a bunch of money on bulky bandaging material that, you know, doesn't really do the trick. So that's funny. This photo here on the left, I really like, you guys. This photo shows a man up here on the upper left. You can see his ring on his pinky finger on the upper left. His hands were brutalized by a severe case of eczema, and he bought latex gloves, used the staff 24/7, and after 1 week, you can see the picture below here, his hands are back down to their normal size, and he was able to get that ring off. He thought he was going to have to get it cut off. So this is a really nice series here, this photo series, and also Ashley has added these before and after pictures to our Pure Remedy quick review training slides. Baby eczema is something else to talk about. Obviously, babies, you know, their intestines are trying to get used to being a person in the world, and so a lot of their stuff comes out through their skin, and a lot of it will resolve itself as their digestive tract kind of figures it all out. But in the meantime, it really does help babies' sensitive skin a lot to draw out some of that stuff, and it's really mild. So you guys, the baby salves are the same ingredient list as the adult versions, but they're much lighter in the tree extracts. So much less, much more mild formulations by not having so many of those tree extracts in there. Another thing that I want to say is that we are decreasing the cost of most of our baby stuff in the next few months. So be looking for a series of price decreases. As our company grows, we're able to get our ingredients at lower and lower cost, and so I'm passing along some of those savings to our customers because I really want these price points to come down on the shelf so that, you know, everyone can have Pure Remedy in their home. So we recommend, this is kind of what Ashley was talking about, but this is really good, and this is going to be in our sales rep Dropbox. Be aware of what you put in your body. Do the research. Knowledge is power. Create a balanced diet that consists of dark leafy green veggies and food that is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A and vitamin D. Oh my gosh, you know, like avocado. I mean, all the things that we all know to eat. And really it is that we just need to eliminate all dairy. And when I had to eliminate dairy a few years ago, I threw like a 3-year-old temper tantrum. I did not want to do it at all. I thought life isn't worth it if I can't eat my dairy and drink my milk. But as I did more and more rescue work with the Gentle Barn, and I saw really how brutal the dairy industry is, I actually got off dairy more as a compassionate thing. And then I just felt so much better. So, you know, the dairy industry created the veal industry, and it's pretty brutal for those poor cows. So anyway, but it's really, we're not making any judgments. We're just talking about the health of the body, and our bodies do way better without dairy. So that's it. So we say try substitutes such as almond or coconut milk. A lot of really interesting coconut kefirs out there. Stay away, of course, from gluten, red meat, acidic foods, nightshades, like Ashley was saying, alcohol and smoke. Try a juice cleanse to flush your system. And also, if you put a little cilantro in your juices, that helps really to get that heavy metal out of your brain. Any kind of activity during the day, light exercise, meditation is really my exercise of choice lately. I'm just loving it. Use our Eczema and Psoriasis Relief daily to support the body's natural detoxification and healing process. And then, of course, sunlight and salt water is good for the skin and, yes, Ashley, good for the soul. Oh. Okay, so we have a January special here that Ashley's put together for our eczema and baby eczema relief. So 7 to 12 jars, you get 10% off. 13 to 24, you get 15. 25 and more, you get 25% off. So let's see, and also, this is cute, we always love to hear success stories. We really work with people here every day to get more pictures, more stories. So submit your story to mystory@pureremedy.com for your free jar of any one of our products. And that really is it. So I'd like to open it up for questions. Are there any questions, you guys, or comments?
Hi, this is Deb. I do have a question.
Great.
I was at an account yesterday who has pretty bad eczema, and I had given him a few weeks ago a jar to try. He hasn't brought it in yet, but I gave him a jar to try. And I saw him yesterday, and he said it made him get very, very red on the areas where he put it, and then he got very, very itchy. And he did say he thinks he might be allergic to pine because he once was sawing a limb off of a pine tree, and where it touched his skin, he got the same kind of a reaction. Have you heard of that?
Yes, and thank you, Deborah, for bringing this up. This is a key aspect that I really wanted to go through in this training, and I'm also sick, so I literally just forgot it. So thank you so much for bringing it up. Yes, some people, and it is rare, are allergic topically to pine. Now, what we always say, God, this is so important, Deborah, thank you. What we always say is for people, that's why we want people to test it and do a little scratch test first before they use any of our products, but especially the eczema. So the way that they scratch test is they rub a little bit on the inside of their wrist, and they wait to see if they get that itchy red, those itchy red bumps. Because what can happen is, because now 9 times out of 10 when somebody gets that same reaction, Deborah, it's actually not that they're allergic to it. It actually is that the salve is drawing up and out toxins from the skin. And so when you're drawing those toxins through the skin, it's burning the skin and it's making it uncomfortable. So there is another formulation that I formulated called the Hot Rash Relief Salve. Now, I formulated this myself. Let's see, Ashley, where are
your pictures?
Social media, yeah.
Go down, social media, then go to testimonials.
Okay, so you guys, I'm going to show you my eyes. This happened to me, and it happened so that I basically then formulated the Hot Rash Relief Salve. Let's see.
I think it's all the way down.
Do you see it?
No. Sorry. It used to be there.
Oh, here it is. Joni's eyes. Okay, so this is nasty, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, for me, this just happened about 2 years ago, where all of a sudden my eyes just got inflamed and nasty and red and swollen. Now, for me, it was something in the air. I think it was something that they were spraying over here in the agriculture area, and it just got into my system. Now, my office manager, Leslie, was dealing with the same thing a couple of weeks ago. The hot rash salve is cooling and soothing. Deborah, when I put my original healing salve on my eyes when they look like this, it made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
So the hot rash salve is the only thing that I could use that made it better. The hot rash salve has castor oil and arnica and elder flower and organic olive oil and organic calendula.
And is there no problem being that close to the eye, Joni, if it gets in the eye?
No, it's not. If the original healing salve gets in your eye, it makes it sting. Like my mom used to use it when we would get things like styes. So it does sting for sure. But I actually, this is not the original healing salve around my eyes, Deborah, because like I said, when I used my original healing salve, when I had my hot rash, it made it burned too much because it was drawing up those toxins through my skin too fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I had to slow everything down and use my new hot rash salve. Now that this is all cleared up, now I can use the original healing salve on my face and around my eyes, and it's totally fine.
Okay. Okay, so just don't use it near the eyes when you have inflammation like that.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't use the original anywhere where it burns. I would, if something burns, I would use the hot rash salve.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's the other reason that we give so many testers is we want people to use it a little bit. We want people to be able to test in the stores to see if they're allergic. And, you know, even just rub a little on their eczema and walk around for 5 minutes. That really sells the line a lot because that eczema salve works really fast. My first year in business, I was approached by Guthrie Ranker. They wanted to do what do you call it, infomercial, just like that movie, Joy. And because it works fast enough where you can literally see a difference in 2 minutes. So you can have somebody, you know, on TV, put the salve on, and it will, there will be a visible difference in just a couple minutes. So.
Okay, so this particular account, should he try the hot rash? Will that help his eczema, or this is just not going to work for him?
No, I would definitely have him try the hot rash. Okay. And what I would do in this particular account is I would ask him to rub a little bit on the inside of his wrist.
Okay.
Now, if he gets red, itchy bumps, then he's allergic and he can't use it. The only one of mine that he can use are the hot rash and the just calendula.
Okay.
So if he is not allergic, if he doesn't get red, itchy bumps, then it gets really interesting because then you know that he's not allergic to the salve, but the salve is drawing something out that is hurting him. So there's elements in his body that are trying to come out, and that's where we can really have more interesting conversations and take the healing to a deeper level.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And if he has any additional questions, can I have him speak to you?
Oh my gosh, of course, we would love it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
But thank you for bringing that up because that is exactly the purpose for this talk, is to talk about the difference between when the salve is burning because you're allergic or if the salve is burning because it's drawing out something toxic to the body. Right. So if they're allergic, then it's the hot, and honestly, even if they aren't allergic, the hot rash is a really nice way to get everything kind of under control, you know, and just slow everything down. So are there any other questions?
Hey, Joni, I want to make a couple comments. This is Karen in Spokane, Washington.
Hi, Karen.
About the product that I have experienced personally with people in stores. The first one, because this salve works whether it's diagnosed as eczema, psoriasis, whatever. A man I know that works in a natural store also does demos, and we were in a natural grocery store, and I was doing a demo on Pure Remedy. and he was behind me on a table, and he came to me later. He said, Karen, I listened to you. What is this stuff? And he said, look at my hands. And his hands had like these calluses looking around him. He works in a natural store, but he'd been to his naturopathic doctor. He'd been to a dermatologist. So they had tested this. They gave him ointments and creams and all kinds of things. Nothing helped. And he'd had it for almost 3 years. And I said, boy, I don't know if this will work or not. It's, you know, it's not a diagnosable skin condition. It wasn't painful. It wasn't like red or, you know, open. It just looked like calluses. And so I gave him a small just sample of it. And I saw, that was on a Thursday. I had to go in the store where he works for some business on a Saturday and a Monday. And Drew found me, and he said, look at my hands, Karen. And so that from Thursday to Saturday, one hand, the one that was the least worst, was almost, you couldn't even see this condition he's had for 3 years.
Wow.
The other one, by Monday, both hands had no calluses on them.
Wow, that's amazing. I know,
yeah.
that's the thing. It's like, it's such a fun product to sell because it really works, you know.
Yes, and I have to also say, I have put the original healing salve in my eyes. My eye was red. It felt like bruised when I touched it, and I thought, oh my goodness, I hope I'm not getting pink eye. I've had that once. I will never want it again. Yeah. And so that night, before I went to bed, I thought I'm putting some Pure Remedy, some OHS in my eye. I know it's going to sting. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I did. I did not get stinging.
Oh,
all it was that, no, it did not bother me. And the only thing was that filmy, you know, but I went to bed and closed my eyes.
Right.
Next morning, my eyes were clear. I had no feeling. Now, there might have been a piece of dust or something. I don't know. I just know that if I touched it, it just felt so tender. By the morning, it was totally gone.
Oh, that's fantastic. I know.
So it didn't bother me, but you know, everybody's different.
Well, I think that's true. When I was living in Hawaii, I used to swim in the ocean every morning with my eyes open, and I actually got a pretty good-sized piece of sand stuck in my eyeball. So I had to put the original healing salve on my eyeball, and it stung a lot. I don't know if it was drawing out the sand or it just all of the tears ended up just pushing it out.
Yeah.
So, no, that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Karen. You know, I would say to everyone, I mean, this is, obviously all of our salves really work, but, you know, this one works really well and really, really fast.
Yeah, so like I said, I tell people, you know, I don't know if this will help you or not, but I think it's worth a try. I mean, and just Drew's hands, which it was, you know, it's like miraculous to people.
Great. It's so great. Yeah, it's just, you know, we just look at eczema as a whole body thing. You know, it's just a chance to clean out some of the toxic elements. And then the whole thing about the blood circulation is, you know, because it's cleaning out most of those toxins by increasing the blood circulation. And so it's like turning up the volume on the hose when you're trying to spray down a driveway, you know. So when you turn up the volume on that hose, then a lot more of the debris is going to get washed away. And it's the same exact thing with our skin. When you increase blood circulation, more toxins get pushed out. So that also does, now this salve can be used genitally, it can be eaten, it can be put in ears, it can be used in any orifice. And I say that because we do deal with a lot of menopausal and postmenopausal and elderly women that have eczema and extreme redness genitally. And so I just want to say that you can also use this in any orifice genitally. Any other questions or any more comments like Karen's? Excellent, you guys. So thank you so much. Feel free to, we're going to email this training, and we'll put it on our Facebook page, and feel free to also email it to your accounts. So thank you so much. Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you, Joni.
You too. Happy New Year.
Great training. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Should I stay here for a minute?
You don't live a muscle, young lady.
Your background, like, disco music going on.
Yeah. Did you stop recording?
You have to stop recording. If you hover at the top, I think that little window will pop down.
There we go.